Welcome, my constant reader friends. I'm Tad, and this is Tad Reads Books and Stuff. Alright, so I need to apologize. Last week, if you were expecting the update for Saga Book 2 that I normally do every 2 weeks, Grozz and I we just decided to take a little break. I was a little busy last weekend. I had to buy a new car. My old car finally died. May it rest in peace. I had that car for a long time. It was really nice not having a car payment for the last 10 years, but now I do, and I'm not even going to get into that because as you probably know, cars are just ridiculous. The price, it may be the last car I ever buy, who knows. Anyways, it's a nice one. I'm not even going to get into it. All right, so we took a week off, so now we're back. This is our read-along that we're doing together, Grozz on the GKBC, and of course me on this channel. We are on chapters 31 through 36, so it's the last 6 episodes, the last 6 comics, the last 6 chapters of Book 2. We will be going on to Book 3. I don't know, we haven't really talked. The writer, Brian K. Vaughan, and the artist, Fiona Staples, took a really long hiatus after the final comic in Book 3. And they are back now. It is being published again. But I think what we're going to do, again, I haven't talked to Grozz yet. I'd like to just keep with this version, these book versions. So it may be, we may take a hiatus too, just like the author and the artist did before we get, before they come out with a Book 4. But we will be moving on to Book 3 next. All right, Book 2, chapters 31 through 36. All right, I'm going to set this down. It's heavy. I got my handy dandy notebook here. So when we left off, there was in chapter 30, at the end of chapter 30, you see a picture of Hazel standing on a school desk, like raising her hand. So she's in school. What's happening? Well, we open up chapter 31 with Hazel, and she's actually in a school. Where is this school? What's going on here? She's in a school. There's other children with her, of course. And she has a teacher. The teacher's name is Noreen. Now, the teacher is another one of those spider people. There's been several different iterations of spider type people in the book so far. She's another one. And Noreen is her teacher. Now, what we find out is this school is actually in a prison. And basically it's a political prison. The people of this planet are keeping these prisoners, maybe in hopes of prisoner exchanges along the line. Well, some of these prisoners are parents of children, and their children are in the prison as well. But at least they're being nice enough to teach them. They have a school they go to. But anyway, so in this prison now, you've got Hazel. Of course, you've got her grandmother. And you have Auntie Lexus. Who's Auntie Lexus? Auntie Lexus is one of the characters that was in the rebellion group that came and was trying to kill. Watch the last video. Anyways, everyone in Hazel's life as she grows becomes, auntie, uncle, best friend, grandma, Isabel. As we talked about before, beautiful chaos, right? So she's in this prison and she makes a mistake. What did she do? She actually stays after class and reveals to the teacher who she really is. She takes off her bindings and shows that she not only is a horn person, but she also has wings. And the teacher faints. All right, so flash forward or flash now back to, and we see Isabel finally. I know Grozz loves Isabel. So we see how Isabel helped keep Hazel's secret a secret when they were captured. And who are these captors? Well, guess what? They're back on landfall. So they're back on the planet of landfall, which is where this all began, of course. One of the major people, planets that started this war that's now universe-wide. And so we see how Hazel uses her magic to make it so that they don't discover who Hazel is. So then we go back to, now we jump back to when Noreen faints and she bangs her head, she's knocked out, and Hazel's freaking out. And now we meet, what's her name? Petrichor. Petrichor is a horn, but Petrichor is a hermaphrodite. So now we meet our first, I believe, maybe first hermaphrodite in the story. And she takes Hazel and says, no problem, we'll fix this. She's not dead, and she helps Hazel put her bandages back on so she's hidden, her wings are hidden. But do we trust Petrichor or do we not? Petrichor says she can be trusted and now is befriending Hazel. The problem is just more and more people are in this prison are learning the real identity of Hazel and what's going on here. So that makes me nervous. Next, we go on to the next chapter, chapter 32. So now we're on chapter 32. And we go and we're now seeing Marco and Alana. Finally, we're seeing Marco and Alana. Well, Marco and Alana have become thieves, basically. They're using their thievery to, of course, help them survive, as well as help them progress in their search for Hazel. They need certain tools or ingredients to help Marco with his plan to devise some type of magic where he can get to inside the prison and rescue Hazel and his mother and bring them back. So that's what they've been doing. There's some scenes with that. It's kind of cool. But what happens is you learn that Alana and Marco had made this pact together that they weren't going to have any sex until they got Hazel back safe and sound. Well, they get a little excited, the adrenaline's running, the pheromones, who knows. They get a little horny after they have a run-in with some security guards in one of their heists, and they're all excited and they have sex. Yep. So they kind of, they can't keep their hands off each other. They love each other. They're married, All right, so they have sex. All right, fine. So now, again, all over the place. Next, we transition over to a scene with Prince Robot 4. Now, Prince Robot 4 is on a planet, and he's basically, he's been ostracized from King Robot, his father. He's no longer welcome. So he's just taken his child, little Prince. He doesn't like to be called Prince anymore. He's not going to associate himself with the, his home world, I guess. And he's just hiding out. He's going to live his life raising little Prince to be a good man. But Goose is there, of course, with Friendo. They're the pet walrus. And it's just the dynamic between them is fun, but they're basically just hiding out. He's just going to live his life like that. All right, so we go away from that. Let's go now to chapter 33. Now, chapter 33, we go and we meet back up with Dorf and Upshur. If you remember them, those are the two guys, two lovers that are, one's does the photography and one is a writer, and they work for this, Universal newspaper. They were the ones who originally were trying to chase down and find Hazel and write this groundbreaking story. They got caught by the Brand. If you remember the Brand, who of course is the Will's sister, Sophie, she kind of put a curse on them, saying that if they did any research into this baby, this mixed race baby, that they would die horribly. So they stopped doing that. Well, they read in the newspaper that the Brand is dead. So they're all excited. The Brand's dead. Now the curse is dead. So now they can go back and start searching for Hazel. And this, they're going to, of course, be famous with this story. So they start doing that again. All right. They're going to start off, and guess where they go? They go to the planet with Ginny. You remember Ginny? Ginny, the dance teacher that Marco almost had an affair with back on another planet. They go back and they track down Ginny because they, think maybe she's still keeping in contact with Marco, and actually she had received some communication with Marco. That's a situation with them, but they get some information. So now they're hot on the trail. All right, so leave there. And we go to the Will. We see the Will. Will, he's got a big old fat belly now, but he's crazy. We know the Will's crazy. He's seeing ghosts. He talks to the Stalk. She is crazy and tells him to do crazy shit. But anyways, we find the Will, and the Will now, of course, doesn't have Lion Cat anymore. He has another animal companion called, what's he called? Sweet Boy. It's like a big Saint Bernard. And he's, of course, on the trail. He wants to find Prince Robot 4 because Prince Robot 4, if you remember, is the one who shot and killed his love of his life, the Stalk. So he's trying to find Prince Robot 4. How's he going to do that? When in his search now, he goes to the same planet where Dorf and Upshur are. And he stabs one of them and basically kind of captures them and says, "Hey, you got to tell me how I'm going to find Prince Robot 4. And he threatens to kill them if they don't work with him and help him on his quest to find Prince Robot 4. And, of course, they eventually do because they're afraid. Dorf knows somebody who might know somebody who had given him some information on where this Prince Robot runs to when he wants to be by himself. So he calls him up. The guy wants information. He gives him information on a senator that's a homosexual. And so he gives him the information where Prince Robot might be. And they're going to go to that planet to find Prince Robot. Then, next, chapter 34. Keep going, Tad. Now we're back in prison. And, of course, Noreen comes to. She's in a hospital. Hazel goes to see Noreen. And she, kind of basically just says, please don't tell on me. And Noreen's kind of torn. She doesn't really know, but she understands. Hazel has, of course, one of the D. Oswald heist romance novels that is how Alana and Marco got together and decided that two differing peoples could actually love each other. So she gives a book to Noreen. Noreen reads the book. All right, so then she says, I don't know. I'm not going to tell anybody about you, but okay. So then we go to, so Marco and Alana have pulled off a heist that got them the last ingredient to the spell. But their plan requires the help of Prince Robot 4. So they go and they go to the planet and they find Prince Robot 4. And of course, Goose and Friendo and Little Prince. And they kind of explain to Prince Robot 4 how he's going to help them get Hazel back. He doesn't want to do it. He just wants to kill him. But Little Prince says, no, Daddy, you've taught me to be, chivalrous and help people in need. So you have to go do it. But he doesn't want to bring Little Prince with him because he doesn't want to put him in danger, of course. So he decides to let Little Prince stay with Goose and Friendo on that planet. And he goes with Marco and Alana to help them. All right. Oh, jeez. All right. Now, back to the prison. And Noreen has now been reading this book. Actually, just about everybody's reading this book in this prison. So everyone's getting this education through a bodice ripper that kind of is making them think all of a sudden, I guess, differently, that, race or sex or religion or whatever, you don't have to kill each other over it. Maybe you could just live in harmony. I'm extrapolating here. But anyways, so we're back in the prison, and Noreen decides that she's not going to tell on Hazel. But she decides that maybe she might just help Hazel escape. All right, let's go on. We're almost done. 35 and 36 are the last two chapters in this. And so we're back with Dolph and Upshur, of course. They're with the Will, and they're going to the planet for Prince Robot 4, because now they have information where he is. Of course, they get there, and Prince Robot's not there. Yep. Now, Goose is riding the walrus, Friendo, and the Will grabs the Little Prince, and he's going to kill him, throw him over a cliff or something, because he's going to kill everything that Prince Robot loves, because Prince Robot killed his love. But Goose says, no, I won't let you, and cuts the fingers off of Will's right hand. But then the Will bashes him in, and Will's going to kill everybody there. And all of a sudden he sees the brand. He sees his sister Sophie, because he's crazy. He sees ghosts. And now Sophie's talking to him, and Sophie pretty much talks him out of killing everybody and going and looking for Gwendolyn. And he just turns around and takes off running. Dolph and Upshur are like, oh my God, where's he going? At least, who cares? Because even though we're going to be stranded here, at least we're alive. Wow, this is crazy. We jump to Marco. Marco uses the magic. Once they get into landfall space, he uses the magic to open up a portal so that he can step through, but the magic is only good for a certain amount of time and is only so powerful he can only bring back 2 people. So he goes and he kind of just shows up in the prison. He shows up right as Noreen is trying to get Hazel to escape, but she screws up, and then there's a fight. Marco's mother helps. Oh my God, Lexus helps. They knock out a guard, and then Marco shows up, and he's afraid that Hazel doesn't even recognize him. She does. They hug each other. Boom, he says, we gotta go. Hazel goes through the portal. He says, come on, Mom, let's go. Mom says, no, I don't want to go. Yeah, she wants to stay and become part of this group of women resistance. She's been getting prison tattoos. Oh my God. So she says, no, I'm not going to go. So Petrichor freaking goes, steps right through and goes on to the ship. And Marco, boom, goes. They're on the ship. All right, so he's going to leave Mom behind. Once Marco gets back on the ship, Petrichor had punched Alana, knocked her down because Petrichor sees a being with wings. But then Marco comes on board and they all square it away and say, no, Petrichor, everyone here is friends. We're family. Petrichor didn't realize that Hazel was actually from a love relationship. She thought Hazel was born from a rape incident. But now she realizes what's really going on, and she says, well, this is going to be interesting. Since you're pregnant, to Alana, and Alana and Marco are like, and she goes, yeah, I can smell it on you. You're pregnant. So that's how it ends. Marco and Alana are pregnant again. What's going to happen next? Who knows? Again, as always, I say it's just a beautiful chaos. It's all over the place. We did get to meet a couple more characters this time. It's still exciting. I'm still digging it. Can't wait for book 3. I don't have it yet. It's in the mail. I'll get it next week, and then we'll continue on with that. So anyways, sorry for, putting this off a week, but we just need some time. Take a little breather there, but we're back. All right. I'll put the link, of course, to Grozz's channel, the GKBC, in the notes. And until next time, well, until tomorrow, peace out.